Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. I just wanted to introduce the decks that I'm going to be using in the readings for the last 2 weeks of the Virgo season. So I'm going to be using the Archetype cards, the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, the Akashic Tarot, Rider-Waite Tarot, and Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello everyone, welcome to the Cancer reading for the last bit of Virgo season, or you can put it for the last bit of September, however you want to see it. Time is fluid, so whenever it applies to your life, if it applies to your life, then go ahead and resonate with it. All are welcome here. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, so as I was getting into your energy, Cancer, I got the message. I got the same message, but it gave me two different endings with each one. You'll see what I mean. So first they said free your mind and don't be extra about it. And then I was feeling really like lackadaisical when I was getting that message. So to me, it feels like maybe you might be feeling a little bit like in a pity party mode, like no judgment whatsoever. We all go through these things, but that's what it kind of feels like right now. It's where you're just kind of feeling a little bit sorry for yourself. Something hasn't really gone well for you, maybe. Or you're seeing that something in your life needs changing, but you don't really know how to change it or don't know if you want to change it. And so you're just kind of feeling a little bit, just a little sorry for yourself. And then they went on to say, free your mind and the rest will follow, which is from a song from the 90s. I don't know who sings it, but so the free your mind and the rest will follow. So it's almost like whatever it is that has you trapped in your mind, like feeling that's making you feel sorry for yourself or throw a little pity party. It's almost like once you free yourself from that energy and start healing it, whatever it is that's making you feel that way, once you start healing it, it will start to, other healing energies will start to follow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with archetype cards. I have one or two archetype cards for Cancer, please. One or two archetype cards for Cancer for the last bit of Virgo season, last bit of September. Please and thank you. One or two cards for Cancer, please. The cards are kind of acting jumpy, but nothing's coming out, so... The Cancer energy, please. Can I have one or two cards for the Cancer energy, please? And thank you for this reading. Any messages for whoever's watching that needs to hear this message? Can I have one or two cards, please, for Cancer? Really trying to find the right one for you. That's always a good thing. I have one or two cards for Cancer energy, please, and thank you. I don't know, I'm just getting that some of you might like ASMR or I'm watching like the So Satisfying like type videos, because something that just happened when I was like grabbing the cards, they just kind of shuffled into my fingers really smoothly and it felt really good. So I don't know if there's something that you're doing like with the sense of touch or with like paying attention to your senses. or maybe that's something you need to do like as a meditative practice. I used to do that when my child was young. They had a hard time with controlling their emotions, and we would do mindfulness exercises, and that's kind of what they were. It was like paying attention to the senses, to the world around you. So maybe that's something that you're needing to do. I cannot believe they haven't given me a card yet. Can I have 1 or 2 cards for Cancer energy, please and thank you? Oh my goodness, come on. Is there anything for Cancer? So many. It's just, there were like 5. That's a lot for the archetype energies. So you might have a lot of people around you. I will say that I started your reading once before this, and it just didn't feel right. But it was Servant was the card, and I was getting the energy of like, you know, putting a lot of people before yourself, a lot of people or things before yourself. So that could be like what you're needing to like free your mind from, is like you're feeling like you have to do everything for everyone else and you don't have any time for your own mental health. I have 1 or 2 cards for Cancer, please and thank you. Okay. Now we have the Avenger on the bottom. Shapeshifter. Okay. So since Avenger is on the bottom, to me, that's like a really worldly energy. And then Shapeshifter, you know, you can blend in anywhere. You know how to adapt. And that even seems like it's a superpower with the Avenger card on the bottom. It feels like this is like a superpower. So let's go ahead and read what it says here. It says, shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. You know, so that does kind of seem like that kind of like a pity party type of energy where you're projecting an image that makes you look like a victim, when really you have these great abilities to heal and to navigate. So it says light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. And so with the message I got beforehand and then this energy here, it feels like with the lackadaisical energy, you're kind of just feeling lethargic and not wanting to maybe do as much as you normally do. And I'm saying that because I got the 5 cards out beforehand, so it feels like there's a lot of like energy around you that maybe with the reading that I was doing beforehand with the Servant energy, it's almost like there's like a group of like 5 people or 5 things in your life that you give your energy to before you give it to yourself. And you're feeling kind of like you need a rest, but you're not giving it to yourself. And I read something recently where it's like, if you are resting, but you feel guilty for resting the whole time you're resting, you're not actually resting. Okay? So you need to be able to take yourself, remove yourself from this image that you have of yourself, right? Of being the needing to please others, and then moving it to how can you fill your own cup, so then you can then in turn take care of more than just the 5 people. It's like a worldly thing and a collective thing. you'll have your cup will run over so much that it won't just be like these 5 energies that you give it to. It'll be the world that you can give it to. But you have to go. She's like meditating, right? She's meditating and going through all the layers. Just sifting through herself and finding everything that doesn't belong there. There's 5 different layers here too. Man, I wish I would have looked at what those 5 cards were. Because there's 5 different levels. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clarify the shapeshifter with Rider-Waite. Okay, what does Cancer need to know for the shapeshifter energy for the last bit of Virgo season, please and thank you? What does Cancer need to know for the last bit of Virgo season? What's the message for, did I say Virgo? For Cancer for the last bit of Virgo season regarding, that's too many, regarding this shapeshifter, please. What is the message for Cancer, please, regarding this shapeshifter energy? 5 of Wands with the 7 of Cups on the bottom. It's like you're resisting it. You're resisting it. It's like when you're feeling lackadaisical and you're trying to rest, but you can't, you feel guilty about it. You don't need to feel guilty about it. You need to, don't resist what your intuition is telling you need. And I think your intuition is telling you need a break. Because it's like you're juggling all of this stuff that, you know, you just have a lot of stuff up in the air right now. And you just kind of want to like drop it. You just want to drop it all. Stop fighting against yourself. Okay, now they're telling me to move on to the Akashic Tarot. Okay, oops, sorry. What does Cancer need to know for the last bit of Virgo season regarding the shapeshifter energy? Resisting this shapeshifter energy. Resisting the healing, the meditation. You know, meditation doesn't have to be like meditation where you sit down and, you know, go through it. It is very important, but you can also meditate in many different ways, like through exercise or through art. Whatever it is that helps you clear all the chatter and take you closest to yourself. Okay? Clear all the chatter and take you closer to yourself. That 5 of Wands is like all that chatter. It's like, just do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. You need a vacation. If this is you, everything can always be vice versa, but definitely seems like you need a vacation, Cancer. Okay. Anything for Cancer for the last bit of Virgo season, please, and thank you. I have like 1 to 3 cards for Cancer, please, regarding the shapeshifter. Free your mind and the rest will follow. And you'll be so much more useful once you finally free yourself from whatever it is that you're fighting. You're resisting like your natural self. Anything for Cancer, please? 1 to 3 cards for Cancer, please. The cards are being very particular today for you. Like half the video is going to be me shuffling. There's the 5 again. Hang on. It's like there's one person for every layer. And so it's not even like, to me, it's not even people. It's representing things that you have in your life that you feel obligated to. You feel an obligation to them. It could be people, it could be jobs, it could be hobbies that you're just kind of feeling like burned out on. Relationships, it could be anything. But it's like you have 5 things. It seems like there's like 5 things that you really have to like sort through and make sure you're doing these things for the right reasons. And if you're not, how you can fix it. But free your mind. Yeah, okay, so they have paths unknown on the bottom, and then the 4 of forces, which is like spring and autumn. So I feel like there's something that's going on. You know, we're about to enter fall here in a couple of days or a week or so. And this is a really fall energy. So I feel like you're going down an unknown path, but they're just telling you to just don't worry about the path, only worry about yourself, only worry about sorting through these 5 things. That's all you need to do. And don't worry about the path. The path will fold out in front of you. And the path leads to the sun. You know, it's not leading you further into the forest. Excuse me, hang on. It's leading you out of the forest into like a meadow where it's sunny, and I'm sure there will be flowers. Well, yeah, because look, it's leading you out here. This is where it's coming to. This little field here. If you follow it, the only other option you have is... Actually, you know what? There are actually 3 paths here. There's one with a fox, and one with a squirrel, and one with a raccoon. But you know what? Looks can be deceiving as well. So like this one looks like it leads into more darkness. This one looks like it leads to light. And then this one looks like it's scattered with a little bit of light, but you're not quite sure where it goes, okay? But paths can be deceiving, because when you often choose like the darker path, it's scarier, but it usually leads to more of a reward, right? It's usually the longer path, the more in-depth path, the more difficult path, but it leads you to that beautiful waterfall that is completely secluded from the world, that only the most driven can get to, right? And waterfalls, I don't know why I'm getting waterfall, but it's just like a very healing energy. And like, so this path is lit up, and so it's going to be a little bit easier, and it takes you to somewhere beautiful, but maybe it's not quite where you want to be. And then this one, you're just not quite sure. It could be somewhere in the middle of those 2 things, you know? And so they're saying it doesn't really matter what path you take, because in the end, we always get there. Wherever we're supposed to be, we always get there. But just make sure you're moving forward. Make sure you're giving yourself the time. And it's almost like you need to not stop and think anymore. You need to just start walking. You need to make the decision of where you want to go. and then just take baby steps of like figuring it out how to do it, because they are calling for you to rest and give yourself the time to think and actually like really consider what you're doing here. But then they're saying like once you know, then you have to act. But it's okay to give yourself the time. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get Gilded for the Shapeshifter. Is there any message from the Gilded deck for Cancer, the last bit of Virgo season, please and thank you? And I am getting it's kind of like something that's going to be happening between fall and spring. Or, you know what they're kind of saying here is, yeah, you're following the path. Hang on. Because fall leads to winter, and winter is like darker. I really feel like you might be going on this darker path. Either this darker path or this path. But right now you're kind of like choosing where you need to go. And I feel like this is kind of the path you've been on. Where there was nothing wrong with it. You found joy in that life, but you're kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like you're reconsidering things of how to make yourself happy. I feel like it's like it's like you're just giving. And Cancers are very giving people. At least the Cancers I know in my life, they are very giving, and you need to make sure that you're doing things for your own self as well. So let's see here. You know what they're pointing out too is that there's layers here as well. Like here there's the 5 layers, and here's it's just 2 layers, but they're pointing out the layering. And when I think about free your mind, a lot of times when I'm doing like self-work, I look at it as like, I look at the wrinkles in my brain and I try to like peek under them. It's like a visualization, right? Where I peek under them and see what's laying underneath that wrinkle. And if I can get the wrinkle out myself. Some people, you know, you want to go to counseling and stuff for these things, and that's wonderful and perfectly fine if that's how you think. It's like accountability, right? So some of you might be considering going to counseling and trying to figure things out, and they're saying they're, you know, encouraging that. However it is that you're going to heal yourself is what you need to do. Yeah, it's like unwrinkle that brain. Look underneath the folds and really try to figure yourself out so you can give to the world. Not just to like 5 little energies, but you can give to the world and not feel depleted. Right now you're only giving yourself to 5 things. And 5 is just the number that they've been showing me this whole time, but it could be any amount of things. But you only have the energy to give yourself to 5 things, and you don't even have that amount of energy. It's, you know, you are always feeling depleted. Not always, but you're starting to feel just a little depleted, and or a lot depleted. And I don't know where I was going with that. They stole my thought. Oh well. Huh, this is interesting. So we have the main male and then the dog, which is about loyalty. You guys, I'm not trying to... Yeah, and then we have like the whip and switch or whatever it's called there. Okay, I don't know. So they're saying it can be 2, or not just one of 2 things, but if you're in a relationship, if you're married, there could be someone that if you express all this stuff to, they'll be extremely understanding and loyal to you and willing to help you in any way that they can. They want you to be healthy and happy. And then for others of you, they might look at you like you're being a little bit not loyal to them. And it doesn't have to be a person. I mean, but there's the main male there. But so it's like they're taking this as like you wanting to heal yourself, is like saying, I can't do all these 5 things anymore. I need to slow down. And they look at you kind of like, well, no, this is how it's always been. This is how it always has to be. I'm not getting that super strong. I am getting that there's going to be a loyal person that's there for you no matter what. They're saying something about 1810. Oh, 18 breaks down to a 9, so it's like 9, 10, natural progression. And it is like going from a 9 to a 10. And this is a 10 as well. So there might be, oh, okay. For some of you, that's the case. For some of you also, it's finding actually like a psychologist or a counselor or whatever that you feel really comfortable with. Or someone is going to be coming into your life. Like once you start healing yourself, it's like someone who brings a lot of loyalty will come into your life. They are wanting me to point out for the group where it was almost like there was someone like resisting, being like, no, this is how it's always been, and this is how it has to stay, because it's under the 5 of Wands, which is like fighting, and it's almost like they're resisting this comfortability, this growth, because this is also a puppy, and it goes from the 9 to the 10, and puppies, you know, they grow, they get older, they evolve and change. They lose the puppy energy, you know, and they grow up. So this is almost like you have to like, oh, I'm also hearing like be loyal to yourself. Be your own, like if you're a more masculine energy, you don't have to be a male or whatever. It's just a person. So it's almost like be loyal to yourself. Be your own main person. Right? Be your own main person. They're giving me a lot of different things with that dog. But it is a cycle. Something about a cycle. Because here we have the cycles. And then the 9 going to the 10, the puppy growing, the man is a 10, and it's a cycle. 10 represents cycles. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a hidden world card for Cancer, please. I just wanted to say Aquarius for some reason, so I don't know if you have Aquarius in your chart, or you're supposed to watch an Aquarius video, or you're dealing with an Aquarius. I'm not sure. But I just felt like saying that for some reason when I was thinking Cancer. I almost said it again. Okay, Cancer energy, please and thank you. Can I have a card for Cancer, please? From the Hidden Worlds Oracle for Cancer regarding this reading. This is kind of like a little encouragement, because these cards are pretty positive. So it's a little encouragement to help you on your way. Okay. Do you have a message for Cancer, please? I have 1 or 2 cards for Cancer, please, for the last bit of Virgo season. Okay. So this one didn't quite fall out, but it was like hanging out barely, you know, like it was like that. So we have 31, the Oracle. Sorry. Sacred Living, Spirit Speaking, Intervention. it's like, I feel like once you start trying to tap in, you can tap in really easily. It's almost like your guides, you've been resisting, you've been resisting your intuition, okay? And this is kind of telling you that they're ready for you to listen. Your spirit guides are ready to give you your messages. Once you're ready to hear them, but you're not choosing to hear them. And so they just want you to choose to hear them, and they're going to give them to you. It's almost like free your mind, get into that intuitive state, free your mind, and the rest will follow, because they're so eager to give you what you need right now. And and then on the bottom it's Skyfire, messages, channels, information. So they're ready. They're ready to. In Skyfire, and there's more spirit here. So they're ready. Once you tap into your guides, they're going to give you what you need to choose a path here. Okay, Cancer, I hope this was helpful. If it was, if you resonated with this, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present, any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.